Chris, welcome to the show. It may be our second attempt here today, but this is it. This is the one. We're going to get it, right?
We got this.
Man, welcome to the show. How does it feel to be Chris Long today?
Feels great. Every day waking up like Chris Long is great. It's a good
That's
day.
awesome. So tell us a little bit about you and your journey. First of all, for the listeners who don't know who Chris Long is, give them a little brief summary of what that means. But I'm excited to talk about this thing that you've got going on, this storage thing that's a little bit different than what I've seen. So welcome us to the party. Tell us a little bit about Chris.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it. So, hey, Canadian raised, now in the US. I was a carpenter and licensed carpenter, got into construction and was scaling, got into real estate. I was doing smaller, turning houses into duplexes, and then discovered two problems at the same time. As a contractor, I needed a smaller storage yard. It did not exist. Took that, problem with my real estate experience and then created long yards, which is basically contractor yards for contractors. And now that's what led me into the United States, and we're scaling and just getting on podcasts, letting people know who we are and what we do, because we require partners to grow. And it's a little bit about long yards. So basically, for listeners, like, what is contractor yards? Think of, it's quite literally, in my location in Canada, I have a 10-acre yard. It's 200 feet by 2,000 feet. And on both sides of the road, it is contractor yards, fenced in, cameras, power. You got 67 yards on a 10-acre lot. So it's like self-storage, except there's no roof, and it's a fenced-in yard, and you've got your stuff for equipment for contractors. Anyway, so now we're scaling that internationally. The reason this problem persists is because if you're just going any 𝗥𝗲𝗃 LoopNet marketplace, put in land for rent, what you're going to get is 1 to 5 acres, and you can only rent an acre, and in most cases it's not secure, and it's 3 or 5 year triple net lease. All right, so there's a big gap in the marketplace. It's trying to find a yard 2 to 20,000 square feet month to month that is fully secured. And a lot of, not only just contractors, there's a lot of logistics companies, operations companies, small businesses that need a space like this. So if you kind of like put into that box, it really broadens the horizon. I say contractor yards because most of our clients are small business, service-based businesses like contractors, but there is a horizon of other services that really need this space because it doesn't exist. So one of the unique things about long yards and the contract storage yard model is that, first of all, you don't really need, you just need power, right? So give me power and that's it. I don't need water. We don't need all the other utilities. Literally, it's power. And what's unique is that unlike truck parking, they need a lot of space. They need to get like almost a 210 feet turning radius. We could give me an odd, messed up, laid out, weird creek looking Z-shaped property, and we will make it work, because we have less roads, less turning radius, and just more versatility with our model. And our yards move around, so we have an adaptability model. So with that, there's just extreme versatility. And the reason why we have to get creative like that is because we have to solve multiple problems at once, not just for the unit economic of a tenant, but actually for landowners, because price per acre in some markets are extremely high, or it's just an oddly shaped piece of land. So we need to get creative with how we go in there. We need to maximize every square inch. So that's what we do. So actually, it's funny, I got to remove that word from the website because we went to more of a partner model. I was franchising for a few years. Now we do have franchisees, and it's still a great model. But we pivoted to a partnership model. And regardless, one of the reasons we did that is because we have two big problems to answer your question. One, obviously, like most businesses, this is a capital-intensive business. We need a lot of money. And the other thing we need is partners, right? So long yard storage got approved by SBA. If you go in the federal government and you look at Longhorns, long yards is right underneath. So we can now acquire land to lease or buy only using, 10% down. We just closed on a property in Corpus Christi, Texas, using 10% down for industrial land. Like that, anyone in the market just like trying to buy land for 10% down with a cash flowing business, like that in itself is unique. So we're solving this problem by collecting partners, using the SBA funding, and going and getting great deals. And we use that through what's called a go long or go home, right? A little spin on it, and people secure territory. It's only $5,000, and they have 14 days. We give them our tools. We help them find a deal. And if they don't like what we have to offer, we give them $5,000 back. And since we open that up, we just have the floodgates open. People coming in and say, "Hey, is my territory available?"
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's to me, I'm almost hearing franchise piece there, but it's definitely more of the partner So you're offering the model, but partnering directly with the person, basically.
Right, because they're so far and few between. Like franchising is made for like smaller, more affordable multi units. Where, part of my learning curve was like these deals are really hard to get. I just don't want a small percentage. I want to put more. I want to get more out of it, but I got to put more into it, which is fair. So we partner and we put our money into the deal as well. So we put our money and we do a profit share on the real estate. So that's how we're doing it. Okay, so let's say you're a doctor and you have two practices, but you want to get into commercial real estate. Well, you need to get comfortable doing two things. One, signing the lease, which you probably do for your practice at one point. So somebody knows it's a personal guarantee and it's 10 years and you got to fit it up. So there's some experience there. And then obviously signing for the loan for SBA, which also requires a personal guarantee. So one of the biggest challenges is bringing people up to speed to be like, hey, beggars can't be choosers. And I say that because we're chasing a hard asset class with typically multiple bidders, or there's a lot of eyes chasing industrial real estate. So if I have a new partner that says, well, I don't want a PG and I don't want this and I don't want that and I don't want to risk any capital, well, okay, then you're not getting a deal because you're not going to get everything you want. So there's an education gap that I find with a lot of partners that we've been working on bringing them up to speed. And we've altered our process to avoid any hiccups with that. Now it's like we have a deal and it's like you got 3 days to figure it out. You're either in or you're out, and then it goes to the next person. Now, for clarity, if you're hunting a deal in your backyard, in your territory, that's fine. But if we bring you a deal, you need to be ready to move because the deal ain't going to last forever. And typically, the terms are the same. You need to personally guarantee the lease. You need to understand commercial lease language, and you need to get ready to sign on the loan documents. And there's soft costs with just risk capital that needs to go out there. So a long way to answer the question, but it's getting partners familiar with just the world of commercial real estate. But we've been improving that by doing the method. We educate them, and then when it comes time to crunch, it's like it's time to go, and they know there's people behind them, so it creates a little bit of incentive. So part of the challenges came with like immigration and everything else that a lot of people kind of don't. A lot of people talk about a big move, moving states. Like, no offense, that's easy. Move countries, and even for me, compared to like third-party immigrants, I still relatively had it easy because we had a nest egg and a business backing us. But there's challenges on the personal side. But then from the business side, I built this whole franchise model in Canada, and then I'm all ready with my FDD and everything, and then I get to a partner, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna submit my FDD for a new territory, and like, oh no, you need to redo everything in the United States. I'm like, wait a second, I just spent like 6 months and like 6 figures in Canada, and no one ever told me that you need to redo the whole thing for the US. So I mean, there's been massive learning curves from the way real estate's negotiated, obviously just like state laws, construction. Construction in Florida has so many learning curves. So I mean, I can go in a world because we're vertically integrated. So we do acquisitions, construction, management, lease up, partnerships, capital, everything. So yeah, it's been great though. Now, like I have a good knowledge base and I've learned a lot. So the first step is simple. It's like it's $5,000. Reach out if you want to dip your feet in and learn underwriting. We teach you, we introduce you to an agent. We give you what's called our acquisition assembly line, our checklist. So it's not like an overwhelming. It's not like traditional franchising. It's not like here's $50,000, you're on your own. It's like, no, this is $5,000. Show us you're serious, and let's get to work and partner with you. And then we really take you into the inner workings, and we're literally teaching you commercial real estate. We're teaching you underwriting, seeking capital, the executive summary that the bank's going to require. So there's so much to learn, but it starts with some sort of investment in yourself. And we like to draw the line in the sand and be like, that's 5,000, and then you're with us. And that's it. I mean, we created that way to put a line in the sand between people that are serious and not.